What's up, family? I had started the video already, made some great points, but we had to start over. If I tell you why we had to start over, I shouldn't even have stopped the other video, but I did. Nevertheless, we have the cards out already. I shuffled and pulled them out on the last read, um, last video. But anyway, bottom of the deck, we have stop making excuses for her. Again, that could be your inner feminine energy, whether you're masculine or feminine. Um, it could be a mother figure, since that energy has come up a lot. Um, doesn't necessarily have to be a mother figure, just an older. Well, yeah, it's a mother. It got to be a mother figure, an older woman in which you look up to in some way, shape, form, or fashion, or did at one point. Um, or masculine energy that is operating in his toxic femininity. And you may be making excuses for that aspect. And now, at this point in your evolution, there's no, like, you're in this no nonsense era. And I think it's more because you have given so many passes, you've made so many excuses for people, that when they do commit an offense to your heart, your mind, your emotions, it's not even you're so, the cutoff and the release is just so effortless. Is You're just exhausted. You're tired. You're tired. You're fucking tired. It's like you don't ask for much. You keep having to repeat yourself about the simple things that you need. Just communicate. Whether it be in just communication. You're sick of it. Like, why do I have to continue? Just tell. If you're not, if you got something and you're not coming home, just let me know. Type shit. You you want someone that will consider you, that would, when it comes to little things, just, you're not trying to have a person inundate your inundate you in their whole day. You just want them to consider you when making decisions. Just the fucking simple normal things. Nevertheless, the oh yeah, and I also mentioned yesterday, not mentioned that yesterday I made the most money that I've ever made in my um, field, and it's not a lot of money. It's not like a really huge thing that happened, but it's huge for me. When you think about the amount of money, it's pennies compared to other people, but it's a lot. It's a milestone for me, and not only that, I was able to explore my gift the way I wanted to express it. I was able to express my gift the way I want to. I've always wanted to express it. You know, I was given the freedom I needed to allow my gifts to flow and be expressed. And it felt great, you know. And I did all that work, and I wasn't even tired at the end of the day because I was fulfilled. Likely that's the reason why I was fulfilled in the work that I was doing. The clients that I worked with, they had, you know, they were my clients. They were, you know what I'm saying, clients that were meant to, that were sent to me. There was a synergy there, you know, that allowed me to truly be my true and authentic self. And then perhaps it was also just me exercising and stepping into my leadership position. So everything just felt right, you know, even in the hiccups, because I was running a little late, and on towards for both of, you know, my clients, just a little bit, not much, but never, no matter what, the bumps in the road didn't was barely even noticed. The bumps in the road were barely even noticed. And I feel like that is also the era that the collective is in when it comes to abundance. It's like, we get all these messages that we're going to be wealthy and all of that, but we hadn't really saw the evidence. We were going through a lot of the trials and the tribulations and the testing and the initiations for this prosperity that we've all been striving for. And we've been striving for, everyone doesn't need prosperity in the same way. Some people don't need the financial prosperity. Some people don't need prosperity in the area of love and support. Some people need the prosperity in every area, you know. But our blessings and our rewards are coming in no matter what. Nothing can stop it. We've done the work so much. We've been so successful in doing the work and facing our shadows that we have shifted the paradigm, increased the frequency of Mother Earth, and all of such is allowing those blessings to come in unhindered. There's just a new confidence that the collective is walking in, a new strength, a new knowing and assertiveness of self, releasing doubt, uh, uh, having a supernatural faith, or just, I wouldn't say a supernatural faith, but actually just having faith in the way that it was supposed to be always. Anyway, I'm yapping. We do have an African oracle card pulled already as well. The card is the number 3. The It's number 3 is Eji-Oko, and it's a positive aspect. This is one of the first positive aspect cards that we have here. In the last read, I spoke about the masculine and feminine energy here, and this card also represents that there's 2 beings, 2 energies, 2 people on this card. One has a moon over their head, and the other has a sun over their heads, which represents that duality that I was speaking of in regards to the bottom of the deck card, stop making excuses for her, and the aspect that everyone has a masculine and feminine energy with them, and it is the true integration and evolution of both of those energies that is what true marriage is, not the integration of a masculine and feminine energy on an external plane, but the integration of masculine and energy and feminine energy of one person. The integration of that within themselves is true marriage. And then once they achieve that, then is it the right time to merge the external energies. But let's go ahead and get to the book, the guidance book, meaning for Ejioko. So the regent orishas are Ogun and Ibeyi. And again, the Ibeyi twins, I think this is what is on the card, the two energies that are on the cards. They are the Ibeyi twins. One masculine and one is a feminine energy. So balance, of course. And again, we got the sun and the moon. It's just the card is so energetic. It has a lot of orange, red, yellow, has some green, some blue, so heart and throat chakra, like you're speaking your mind. But mainly and most importantly, it's a lot of passionate energy here, which also speaks to the wonderful day I had yesterday. I was really operating in my passion and every sense of my passions when it comes to even just speaking, spiritual concepts. I was able to, speak my speak. I was able to talk my talk with someone and not feel judged. I was very successful financially in regards to the work that I did yesterday in comparison to all other days of my my career within the industry that I'm in and wellness. So I didn't read you the message that is on the card. It says, the joy of life is seen through the eyes of innocence. So it's just a lot of beautiful energy of just working through those blockages of maybe close family and friends, the black magic that close family and friends are, subject to send your way to block your life purpose and soul mission, because we already know it's part of the spiritual community how we have built-in enemies unfortunately, but they are part of the training process that prepares us for our time of success, of taking the lead, of helping to heal humanity, and so on and so forth. The key words for Ejioko is destined for success, generous, above average intelligence, artistic and creative, avant-garde. I can't pronounce it. I was stumbling over it in the last read as well. So you're gonna be coming up with some really great, innovative things. I feel like you've already have these. I already have all of this. You've had these visions already, but I feel like it is now coming to fruition. That's all that passionate energy that was on the Ejioko card. like your passions are taking on taking they're moving forward to the forefront, you know, and you're magnetizing opportunities and the assistance and support that you need to bring these things, these creative ideas, your artistic ideas. It's all coming together. It is all just falling into place for you because you're reaping what you've sown. And you have sown faithfulness, loyalty to self, authenticity to self. You have sown strength and in the form of defending yourself and speaking up for yourself. These are the things that are required for you, that are required and will be required from you as you become the leader of this new age. You are we are the chosen, we are the new leaders. You may even be a new leader in your industry because of the innovative, creative, and artistic approach that you take to your industry. And again, as I was saying before, yesterday was one of those days I was able to fully be myself and not hide any aspect of me because of fear of people not understanding or not being able to receive that spiritual side of me and me speaking in those terms. Like those terms didn't go over my clients' heads because they had some knowledge of it. If not, they may not have the full knowledge that I have of it, but on a soul level, I knew they understood. You know, even my style of executing my work is different, but I know they trust they trust me to give them my all, and I will always do that, but they also trust in my experience. So that was very eye-opening and enjoyable after being, in this industry for so long and feeling like I have to hide certain aspects of my healing process and the way I approach it. Even if I'm not speaking I have to hide it even in the execution. And I held back not I held back not at all. And when you do the things that you enjoy, you don't get tired. Like I did a lot of work yesterday, and there's not many people that I can share this with. But the one person I shared it with was like, well, I know you tired because after all of that, I'm like, and I don't even feel it. I was like, I'm not tired at all. I can go for a few more hours, actually. Time flies when you're having fun. You don't get tired when you're having fun. It's like you tap into another dimension, or, and you tap into a supernatural energy, perhaps. And it's not force. It comes with ease. You can allow your mind, your heart, your whole being, when you can put your whole being into it, as in your mind, body, and soul, of course in a professional way, you can go like the Energizer Bunny, in the most respectful and professional way possible. is how I meant that. So let's not get it twisted and go crazy. But anyway, let's read the message here. It says, under the positive direction of Odu Iji Ejioko, every moment must be celebrated as if there is no tomorrow. And so I need to celebrate my win of yesterday. It says, they say the eyes are the window to the soul, and at this moment, the glow of your eyes dazzle, and your liveliness is contagious. The time has come to take risk and rise to the forefront of life with the certainty that success is coming. Ashe. To this end, exercise creativity with childlike amusement and innocence. Discover how to overcome future adversities without losing kindness. And I feel like that's what you're doing too, even when it comes to certain relationships in your life. Like right now, you're in the energy of no nonsense. But as you maybe separate yourself from those relationships, you're doing it with kindness. You're just quietly removing yourself. It's you're not completely, yes, these people are going to notice a difference within how you interact with them, but it is for the best. I feel like there's certain relationships that has either plateaued, or I don't know if I said this in this read, but it's just the offenses just continue to come because there's a lack of consciousness, and maybe just a lack of a true connection there, and both parties just need to stop making excuses for one, and overlooking the red flags, and just accept things for what it is. The passion has died out. The passion has died out, and we just gotta keep it a buck and keep it moving. The passion may have died out because of one person's, and it's just, it died out because there was red flags that should have been in, it shouldn't even existed as long as it did. Okay, it died out because the pass out and die out was inevitable for this relationship, because there was no, you two weren't equally yoked. And yes, things may happen in a relationship where you express, this is what hurts me, this is what I need you to change. The change may happen for a short period of time, and then there's going to be another offense. It's a cycle that will go on perpetually as long as you allow it. So I feel like the relationship may not necessarily need to end completely, but it definitely needs to be redefined, and a lot of access may need to be pulled back. You know, certain people, places, or things have too much access to, and have had too much access to your energy, to your attention, in a way that has distracted you, and made you doubt yourself, filled you with fear, filled you with the need, or the thought that you need their validation, wanting them to see you in a certain in certain ways. There could have been some gaslighting going on in that relationship, maybe some triangulation going on as well, to keep them in access to your energy, because they are, maybe energy vampires unbeknownst to them, and maybe it is beknownst to them. Maybe they know full well what they're doing, and are selfish, and who can blame them, right? I feel like Spirit puts you in contact with these people so that you can learn to love yourself more as well. Except, of course, you're going to be more, but we will hope that you will have more integrity in how you operate. But at the end of the day, that person is a reflection of you. So again, that's a trigger for you to go within and to do the work, to face your shadow. And I feel like with this eBay Ibeyi card and Ogun card. Remember, those were two regent orishas for this Ijokio card. Ijioko card. Remember, Ogun, well, if you don't know, Ogun is the Orisha that removes obstacles. His symbol is the machete, because it's like he's going through the forest and he's forging his own path. It gives the Two of Wands energy of, you may have the choice to either remain stagnant or to move forward, and you're maybe remaining stagnant because there's a blockage on the path. And so instead of looking at that obstacle or blockage and saying, oh, well, there's nothing I can do, let me just turn back around and go back to the old me or go back to people pleasing. No, you pull out your machete and you start chopping away at whatever is in your way, finding a way around, over, or just through on some Chariot card energy. I'm going forward, so you either move out the way, you better move out the way, or get ran over. Or if there's anything in that bush that you're forging your path through, whatever it is, they better hear you coming and move out the way, or they're gonna get sliced and diced. And I feel like that's where you are now. You're no longer making excuses, and you're moving forward. And people either need to get with the program, they need to go ahead and turn up the speed on their on their growth, or they're gonna get left behind. Because even this card here says you have above average intelligence, and so you're just no longer settling. The client I had yesterday was giving me messages. He is a older gentleman, has Indian ancestry within him. Even when he came in, he was like, I took a shower before I came. I was like, okay, wonderful. He was like, well, now don't get me wrong, I was already clean, but I wanted to shower to remove any energies that may have been on me before I came into you. That type of shit. You hear me? Like, that kind of blew my mind. I'm like, wow, thank you, you know. And then for him to get off my table and be like, well, that was the best massage I've ever had, and so on and so forth. It was just a beautiful synergy work-wise. And yeah, let me keep going here. It says Orishas, Ogun, and Ibeyi, remember the Ibeyi are the twins, gift you with intelligence and versatility, making you capable of discovering the best solutions, Ashe, to the challenges that lie ahead, Ashe. To do so, you just need to perceive the countless options that the world has for those who face it with optimism and confidence. And that's so beautiful. Oh my gosh, this just reinforces a podcast that I was looking at with Cree Summers, I think is her name. And basically she was saying that as well, as in, like, she was like, there's a lot of relationships where I just dried up. I couldn't be intimate with them because of how they did not make me feel safe. And it was not about finances, nor was it about physical strength, but she spoke about how her father and her family lived a nomadic life, and they converted a bus into a home, and this type of vehicle into a mobile home, and they traveled and they did the things, and at times where they had ran out of gas and didn't have money, her father would get excited and be like, oh guys, we have a new adventure. Let's see, I want you to let's see how we come up with the money to get gas. And she was like, her dad saw it as a challenge and as a fun game. And every time he would maybe use his abilities to paint a sign. He was like, he would look and walk around and look and see, I see that sign you painting. I can make that sign look better than anything you've ever seen or whatever. So he'll refresh this person's sign and get gas and then some, so he would get the blessing of gas and then maybe an invitation to dinner with those people and so on and so forth. And that's basically what the card here is saying. Is like the Most High, your ancestors are endowing you with that ability as well to look at let's see how did the challenges, that's how it says, to find solutions to challenges that lie ahead and to do so, which is to tap into that intelligence and versatility, to be able to perceive the countless options. You have to face it with optimism and confidence, like with the innocence of the child. Just the joy of life is seen through the eyes of innocence. And so tapping into that, and that's why the Ibeyi twins, because of course they're young, they're always depicted as children, to remind, I guess, likely to remind us of the innocence. But it says curiosity is the key. New opportunities will arise when you allow yourself to experiment and delight in what the journey has to offer. However, what is the use of starting so much and finishing so little? I know there is a fulfilling force within you that seems relentless and never ending. And that's exactly why you need to learn to make the best of it, focusing your activities and efforts to complete what you start. And I feel like that's what you're doing now. There's a lot of things that you started while you were in your healing process, while you were on this spiritual journey. There's a lot of things that you may have started, but now you are we are in the energy of finishing those things. It's all coming together. And we are now about to tie a bow on the unfinished business that we encountered on our journey. Those karmic relationships, we're about to see that it was all part of the plan and understand the purpose even more so. Understand why we had to go through those things, those situations, and be able to look back on those times and those trials and tribulations with a smile, with joy in our hearts, and with innocence. Ashe. With innocence. Okay, I've been rambling and hadn't turned over not one card from our actual read. So let's get into the cards here, family. I just feel a lot of love, a lot of groundedness, a lot of understanding coming for us, and just overwhelming me. Okay, so the first card that we are clarifying, the main theme for this read, is we lose some to gain all. Lose some to gain all. We already discussed that there may be some relationships that we're redefining. And so again, some of the access that these people once had, they're going to be losing some of that access. But in your life, Spirit is going to replace that with what can fulfill it. They're losing access there because they're not able to fulfill that for you. Um, and and that's okay. They're just at a certain stage in their life that cannot meet you or provide you with what you need. Even the Egioco card says you have above average intelligence. Um, not saying this other person doesn't either. They just may have it in particular areas, not necessarily in the area that you need it, or um, at the spiritual level that you need it. These people may see things more from a 3D aspect, and maybe they know things from a 5D, a more spiritual aspect. They just don't express it, and you need someone that is able to express that with you. Just like as I was saying about the client that I had, and he verbalizing the fact that I took a shower to remove any negative energies that may be on me. That type of consideration. Okay? That type of consideration. But I feel like lose some to gain all. You may be dealing with some people that you have began to feel, and maybe have already, if you've been noticing for a while, they take your kindness for weakness. And just like in a situation with a family member of mine, a younger family member of mine, it's like, okay, you're growing and coming to age, so I'm giving you more responsibility, giving you more, allowing you to operate more in your adulthood. But when I see that you're abusing it, when I see that you don't know how to manage it, I'm giving you a little bit at a time, and I'm giving you liberties to do certain things that I wouldn't give you the liberty to do before. And I see that you're taking advantage of it, then I'm gonna pull that all the way back. I see you're not mature enough to handle this level of responsibility. Of You're not mature enough to handle this level of uh, access, and I'm not going to begin to doubt myself and feel like I'm unworthy because you're not mature enough to watch how you handle me. So I'll just cut off that access. And I feel like that's what you're doing in a lot of relationships. As I was shuffling in the previous video that I had to stop, one of the cards that came up was they're mad at your healing. People are mad at your healing because you're no nonsense. When you're not playing any games. If people come back to you, it's going to have to be a long, drawn out conversation where we go over what happened, what went wrong, why it went wrong, and how you're going to change. And not only do we need the conversation, but there needs to be a period of time where your actions show me that you understand. So there's going to be it's a process and that will have to be taken in order for one to gain that access again. We're no longer, like bottom of the deck says, stop making excuses for her. Okay. And that could even be your own inner toxic femininity of people pleasing, of just receiving, of not expressing your needs. Stop making excuses for that. No, it's time for you to start voicing your needs. But stop making excuses for dealing with people as well that don't have the maturity and the ability to love you the way you need them to, because that will just be a toxic cycle of forgiving and mad again, forgiving, mad again, forgiving, mad again. You set yourself up for that. You put yourself in that position. So you can't really get mad. You keep overlooking and giving chances when you know this person doesn't have the bandwidth of even love for you. They don't have that level of commitment to you. It's not that they can't do it. They just don't have that level of commitment to you. They don't have the ability to give that to you right now. They may have it in their mind that they don't want to fall in love. They don't want to be in relationships. So they're going to hold that back purposefully. Because they're just not at the point to give you what you need. They don't want to give it right now. And it's time to release them. Let them go. Like, you've been trying to prove, like, oh well, I deserve it. I'm this, that. You should want to give. Like, no, it's people pleasing. That's lowering your self-esteem. And this message already says that you gotta face things with confidence and optimism. But when you begging for someone, chasing after someone, and begging for their attention and begging for them to love you, there's no confidence or optimism in that. Because you wouldn't be, if you had optimism, you wouldn't be chasing anything. Your optimism would say, I'm good and they're gonna come to me, you know. But anyway, let's get into the read. A whole 42 fucking minutes, and I ain't even turned over any of the cards of the actual read. That was just the main thing for the read. So let's just we're gonna breeze through. I'm hoping to breeze through the cards and just I feel like all the messages that needed to be said has been said. But anyway, wow. Okay, so the first card that we're going to clarify is power must balance with wisdom. Strength without insight becomes destruction. Power must be balanced with wisdom. And strength without insight becomes destruction. And that balance card, the balance word on there just made me think about Ejioko. Again, one has the moon over their head, the other one has the sun over their head. And this is all about balance. Balance brings wisdom. And like you said, you need to exercise strength with insight, or destruction happens. And I feel like with certain relationships, there was no insight given. Even though there was strong passion within the relationship, there was no insight, no commitment, no foundation. Just a lot of passionate energy, but it didn't have anywhere to be channeled because there wasn't a commitment. There wasn't a set establishment of position. And that was done purposefully. It's done purposefully. Oh, interesting. But you are shifting paradigms. The first card to clarify: power must balance with wisdom, and strength without insight becomes destruction. But the first clarifier for that card, again, is you are shifting paradigms. And then the next card, we have the second clarifier for the power must be balanced with wisdom is perfect match. Okay, so it's opportunities, friends, lovers, life partners, business partners, clients. I feel like you've definitely have done that. You have balanced your power with wisdom and have given insight to your strength. You have insight to your strength, which brings life. Again, you have insight to your passions, insight on how to use that strength. You have mastered how to channel your strength and your gifts. You are spiritually mature. You are just mature in every way. Very intelligent, creative, artistic, and you're just thriving at this time. That's the reason why there's no room for nonsense. No room for for nonsense. You are a no nonsense person. Okay. The next card that we're clarifying is wants you to have no one. You got people around you that wants you to have no one, and this could be that energy. Remember, bottom of the deck. Stop making excuses for her. Could be again a mother figure, an elder figure, or maybe someone that you have cut off from your energy. They want you to have no one so that you can run back to them. But remember, the main thing for this read is lose some to gain all. Right? You're shifting paradigms. Again, you have balanced your power with wisdom, your strength with insight. You have shifted paradigms, and you are only accepting perfect matches. Okay. And so this person wishing that black magic on you is like you're no nonsense at this point. So again, you are restructuring a lot of relationships and limiting access to a lot of people, and will continue to. Remember, people are mad at your healing. People hate on your healing because they don't have that ability to use and abuse you anymore. Okay. First card to clarify, they want you to have no one because they want to continue to be an energy vampire on you, is you try to prepare them for the reckoning. They want you to have no one, and at one point they thought they were successful in isolating you. They thought it was their doing, but what they thought was isolation was a solitude that you voluntarily entered into. They thought that was defeat. No, that was the Most High preparing you. That was that was a time where the Most High was performing surgery on your soul body, repairing you. They thought it was defeat. At times you thought it was defeat, but it wasn't. It was preparing you to shift paradigms. It was increasing your frequency in order so that you can be ready to step into. I'm thinking of Oz. You remember how before Dorothy could go into Oz, they had to fix her up, spruce her up, put her in these, beautiful clothes, and for me that's symbolism of you increasing your frequency in order to be a match for the extravagance and all of the things that but the only thing that I don't like about that analogy is Oz kind of gives that matrix energy as well, though. It's not real. It was all created from a person in their greed and their ego. So I don't want to use that analogy in that in the literal aspect, but on a spiritual aspect of the we'll just say the promised land, the land of milk and honey, or just even the spiritual places that you may astral project to, astral travel to. You have to be at a certain frequency to be able to access those dimensions. Okay? And so you have been silently creating universes for yourself to inhabit. But you have to also raise your frequency in order to access those. And people around you, anyone that you deal with, they also have to raise their frequency. And again, you've been trying to prepare them for this reckoning, for this time, because you wanted them to grow with you. But these people didn't want to grow. They just wanted to keep you small like them. They didn't want to do the work. But it says they didn't listen, and now it's coming in like a wrecking ball. Okay. The next card that we're clarifying is you will fall in love with yourself. And that's what you did. These people did so much to beat you down, to make you feel alone, to turn people against you. But all it did was make you fall in love with yourself. And that was their worst night. That's their worst nightmare. Your biggest enemy was doubt. But they pushed you into a corner, and you had no choice but to tap into your power and your strength. But while you were in that corner, crouched down, making yourself small, you've had this wisdom and strength, but you learned how to channel it, and now you're standing up straight, chin up, and you're taking your steps out of that corner. You have a auric field of protection around you that as you stand up and you walk out of that corner that you have been backed into for so long, or been in for so long, and at one point just used it as a place where you just built your confidence and built your strength back up. Now you have this protective aura around you, and you stand up and you walk, and those people that were kicking and punching you down, now all they're hitting is that force field that's around you. They can't connect no more because you have shifted paradigms. Your frequency is on another level. Next card that we're going to clarify is energy flows down the right side of the body and up the left side of the body. So this is basically go into a state of meditation. Imagine the energy doing exactly that. And when you when you visualize that, know that that strengthens your force field. So Spirit wants you to strengthen your force field at this time. Um, and always work to strengthen your force field every day, every time you wake up. Because, of course, when you start doing good, the bad's going to want to try to come to counteract that. Protect yourself. First card to clarify, energy flows down the right side of the body and up the left. Because you got to remember, the right side is the side of action, of movement, momentum. The right side is the masculine energy, right? The left side is the feminine energy. All she does is receive. So you got to generate that power on the right side, push it down, and that gives that momentum, that helps to create the momentum for the energy to go up, to reconnect with the right side, to continue that circular cycle and movement of energy within your body. First card to clarify, energy flows down the right side of the body. Is take time every day to visualize yourself having everything you desire. And that's basically what I was saying. And especially about this card being a meditation card. Take time every day to meditate on the things that you want. This is how you keep the energy flowing in your body. Also, the energy flowing to your heart's desire and to your manifestations. So take time every day to visualize yourself having everything you desire, because again, the energy is charged as well. Speak life. You've removed the blockages, so now you are stepping into the energy of, you are shifting from wanting to having. Okay, look at that. The next card to clarify, energy flows down the right side of the body and up the left, is attempt to make you feel ostracized, unworthy, pushed back. Again, this goes back to the energy of someone wants you to have no one. They want you to feel ostracized, unworthy, unwanted. But again, take time every day to visualize yourself having everything you want. And I feel like you've done that. That's the reason why you shifted paradigms. Remember, we did get perfect match coming out. Why you are attracting perfect matches, because their attempts failed miserably, and now they have lost the opportunity to experience the beautiful success that you will walk in, that you will manifest, because you're going to take time out every day to visualize yourself having everything you desire. You're going to do that from the protection, from within the protection of the force field that you've created, that your spirit guides and ancestors has covered you in. And you are unstoppable and untouchable. And that's on period. Okay? Next card we're clarifying here is, it's connected at a time when needed. So again, these people that want you to have no one, these people who attempted to make you feel unworthy and ostracized, you made those connections at a time when you needed them, right? But now you have ascended that energy. You have evolved and grown past them. They have remained stuck and stagnant, right? And it says it's unwise to stay any longer. Okay? So again, you have shifted paradigms, and it's time for you to lose the dead weight so that your perfect match can come in. The time has just passed. It says only meant for a season on this card. That season has passed. you have to release and walk away. Quietly remove yourself. Redefine the relationship. First card to clarify, connected at a time when needed. We have not into you anymore. Move on. Okay? And that can go for you too. Like you, the fact that you have ascended and evolved and these people can't manipulate you anymore. Wow. Is they're not into you in the way that they used to be. You know, you don't need them in the way that you needed them at one point. So now they feel unworthy. Now they, may have been lashing out and trying to create opportunities where you need them or that you feel ostracized or whatever. And y'all, the second card to clarify that is fucking tough love. Okay? And that again, that is you removing, redefining the relationship is tough love, because it's you removing yourself is still love, because you know that this person either chooses to not give you what you need because they need to heal more. Maybe this person just doesn't want to fall in love because they've been hurt so much, so there's work that they still need to do. So you can constantly nagging at them to give you this or give you that when they just don't have the bandwidth to do that. That can be emotional abuse to them. And also them not giving you what you need by choice, or maybe not by choice, is emotionally abusive to you. So have the strength to dig deep and find the insight that you need, and work together to just redefine the relationship and set healthy boundaries. The final card that we're going to clarify here is Stand Your Ground. Wow. Stand your ground. You know that it is unwise to stay. In the past, we know we've been going back and forth. We've been yo-yoing this certain relationships, whether it's familial with a mother figure, or whether it's romantic, or whether it's friendships. Maybe it's friends with benefits, relationships where lines are blurred. We need to stop blurring the lines in relationships, setting firm boundaries, and standing our ground behind it, not faltering anymore. Remember, strength without insight becomes destruction. Power must be balanced with wisdom. Okay? So clarifying, stand your ground. You know what you need and what you deserve. You need to stand your ground. The first card to clarify that is spiritual turbo charge up. Okay? A spiritual turbo charge up. So you are receiving the strength spiritually from your ancestors, your spirit guides, your guardian angels, to stand your ground on this time. Okay? Because before you kept falling, baby. Kept making excuses. Saying, oh, well, I'm just going to go and I'm just going to do this. It's not going to. No. No. Okay, baby, the second card to clarify, stand your ground, is now able to carry more light, love, and patience than ever, standing into your leadership. Stepping into your leadership position. Now you have more light and love. Now you're able to carry more light, love, and strength to help you stand your ground on what you need and deserve with this spiritual turbocharge up that is here. There's the paradigm is shifting in a lot of relationships, even the relationship with yourself. Okay, you are falling in love with yourself in a way that you are loving yourself now. Like I've been saying in so many other readings, you're loving yourself the way the divine loves you. You are seeing yourself the way the divine sees you. And in that, you're not settling for the bullshit. No more. You're not settling. You're done. You're done with settling. You're done with entertaining people that wants you to have no one and wants you to be dependent only on them. You're done with people who attempt to make you feel ostracized, unworthy, pushed back, unconsidered, not respected. You're done with those types of relationships that take your kindness for weakness, that neglect you and expect you to be rainbows and unicorns when they come back around. They just treat you in whatever way they want to treat you, because they give you a little money here or do little things for you there. They feel like, oh, well, you just owe them. Your attention and your love. Unless you just look over all the other BS. Okay, we're doing pretty decent. We're at an hour. I'm gonna pull a few. Do I want to do some tarot? I guess I do. One card just fell out. We have the Hermit card. So again, that's the energy of of solitude. The Hermit card is the energy of solitude. Of course, from the outside, it looks as though these people have put you in isolation and they feel like they've won. It could look like defeat, that they've defeated you, but it's not. We have the Son of Baskets here, which is that energy of an apology coming in, maybe love coming in, that perfect match coming in. You are attracting your perfect match of in relationships, and it does, again, it could be in a life partnership with someone, a romantic, it could be business, it could be perfect match in regards to opportunities, friends, lovers. You are attracting in all the Son of Baskets. That love could be all the desires of your hearts, all the desires of your hearts, your passions, like everything falling together, coming together on your passions in regards to passions. We have the Hangman here, okay, because you got motherfuckers confused. You got motherfuckers confused. We have the Three of Knives that just came out here, which is heartache and heartbreak. Again, because, lose something. Remember, the main theme is to lose some to gain all. It never feels good to lose things, right? So that may be part of the, sadness that is here. Also, with the Son of Baskets, again, it could be some apologies coming in, but the sadness comes from the fact that you know that you cannot allow them back into your life. They cannot have that same access again. And there's going to be some people that will really are going to fight to try to gain that position back in your life. But what they need to focus on is themselves and growing and evolving. Right? It hurts to leave these people in limbo in certain things as you redefine the relationship. It may even, and it may pain you more than it hurts them. But then I feel like they're gonna notice a shift. The next card here is the Son of Coins, which is the energy of the Knight of Pentacles, which lets you know that there's a process. The Knight of Pentacles is one of the slowest moving knights, because it's the energy of toiling the soil, planting the seeds, watering it. It's a process. You can't rush it. And you have to allow the divine in as well, because you can't make that seed flow. The Most High makes that seed grow. You know, sometimes it might be even a bad seed, and it doesn't grow. Sometimes the Most High, you plant the seed, and the Most High says, "No, that we're not gonna allow that one to sprout." It could have just been a dud, you know. But this is going through the process. The next card is the Daughter of Baskets, which is the Page of Cups. And then the next card is the Devil card in reverse. But the Daughter of Baskets is basically letting you know that you need to take your time when if this person comes in with an apology and all of the things, take your time. Don't, of course, we already know that we're not going to jump back into those things, those relations, jump back into those cycles like we did so quickly beforehand. With the Devil card in reverse here, Spirit wants you, and then the Emperor in reverse, bottom of the deck. You got to understand that how powerful you are by the type of energies that come against you. You have some really powerful entities that try to come against you. That's because you are powerful. So never forget that. Okay? The battles that you have found, that you've gone through, has crumbled a lot of people. And now you're going through those things with ease. But all you got to do is just take your time, know what you deserve, and don't settle for less. We have the Four of Baskets here. It just came out. In traditional tarot, there's a cup of love being handed, and the person sitting against a tree with their arms folded. And I feel like there's the energy that's, again, going to try to come in with an apology, and you need to stand your ground. We just got the Moon card in reverse. You need to stand your ground and not accept it, because that person, there's some things that is hidden. This person still has not worked on the shadow aspect. They're showing that this person is showing up as the Hangman reverse, Devil in reverse, and the Moon in reverse. Okay, this person refused to see things from a different perspective. They refuse to face their toxicity, their addictions. There's lies and deceit there. Could be dealing with a Capricorn or Virgo. Water sign. As we got cups here. Got a lot of water. And earth here. All right. And we have the Five of Wands in reverse. Five of coins. Another Capricorn or Earth sign card at the bottom of the deck in reverse, but I shuffled again. And now the Father of Wands is at the bottom of the deck. And the Father of Wands is protecting your kingdom at all costs, protecting your growth at all costs. Okay? Make sure you are reinforcing that force field of protection that is around you. Now I'm just going to pull some cards. It says love is looking for you. That's why you need to lose some to gain all. That's why you need to remove and make space for this perfect match to come in. Love is looking for you, true love. We have Oya here, which is a Narisha as well. She's a woman of many talents. She's a woman of the marketplace. So again, in regards to your business, it's time for you to kind of focus on that, because that is going to be growing in such a beautiful way, which may be where you find that love, the love of your life, the love that is looking for you, or again, that perfect match, life partner, business partner, opportunities, friends, or lovers. It says they want you to be content with the breadcrumbs because they're content with the projection. We're no longer allowing people to project onto us. It says give your chance to live again. Okay? You've been burying yourself in the wants and needs of other people, overlooking too much, overlooking your needs as well. And you need to give yourself a chance to live again. We have rebirth on the bottom of that card. Look, the time for that relationship has passed. It has. Just like this card says here, you connected at a time when you needed them, but now you've extended and evolved past them. It's unwise to stay any longer. The time for that relationship has passed. They're not into you anymore because you have grown and evolved, and it's time for you to show that tough love and walk away, because again, that was a relationship where the proper process wasn't taken, and so it was inevitable that things will fall apart. It was, what it was as it lasted, but now we are receiving relief, clarity, and lightness as we release that energy. And it says the universe is preparing you to be flabbergasted. Okay, that was the last step that you needed to do, was to release that relationship. It says the frauds are believing their own hype. So of course they're going to try to come and attack you again, make you feel unwanted, ostracized, alone, that you only have them. But that's just them believing their own hype. They do not have good intentions. The proper process is not taken, and it's time for you to release that energy so that the universe can come in and leave you flabbergasted with the beautiful blessings and blessings that is coming. And they're going to do that by way of bringing you a perfect match, bringing you these fulfilling relationships. The card that just came out, you deserve to feel happiness and emotionally supported at all times. Considered. It says opportunity to confront what has been holding you back, and you are taking that opportunity, and you are confronting what has been holding you back, and you are releasing it. The August card just came out, so a lot of this may culminate in the month of August. You may be connecting, you will be connecting more passionately to the evolution and growth that you've been taking, the prosperity that's coming. It says reshaping the landscape entirety. Exactly. You're reshaping your landscape entirely. Again, you have completely shifted your, that's what shifting paradigms is. Okay? You're no longer dealing with narcissists in this new paradigm, in this new landscape. We have Liberator come out directly after the narc. You have been liberated from these narcissistic energies. Okay? It says you are a storm that cannot be harnessed. Okay? At this time. with the Oya card, because Oya is also, she's that tornado energy as well. Her number is 9. Her metal is copper. Okay. You are a storm that cannot be harnessed, and you now stand beyond their reach. You now stand beyond their reach. Again, you have evolved and elevated. You are in complete control. You are completely creating your trajectory. So dream big, bitch. Okay? All you need is your intentions, and you will attract in this beautiful prosperity. You will attract in an abundance of prosperity by releasing what is no longer compatible with you. So, family, that's what I have for you. I'm going to end it right there. Hope that helped in some way, shape, form, or fashion. I love you all, and until next time.